Chat, I'm sorry I'm late. I'm sorry. What the There's nothing there. There is nothing in that emote. Oh, there it is. What was it? Lorano? What the fuck is that? Welcome in though, guys. How was your Friday going? I forgot the fishing game. Hold on. Also, my internet's shitting the bed. Oh, I know why. It's because fucking Mibble Ribble is downloading for some reason. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on. Come on, internet. You shouldn't be downloading anything else. Hello? Hello? Okay, there we go. Now it's green. Now it's green. I mean, what you know. But welcome in, guys. I'm sorry I'm late. Grammy Go Round showed up earlier. And when Grammy Go Round shows up, there's no time for streams because she will walk in and will interrupt the whole thing every time. And she doesn't understand what I do, so it's always a pain to try and explain, so I just don't. I just don't. Oh. By the power of the 5-month gift sum, I cast Armor on Fog.
Making the mother of all omelets here, Jack. Can't bread over every egg.
How dare you? How could you? I'm kidding. But welcome in, guys. Happy Friday. Are y'all ready for the weekend? Is anybody doing anything fun? Is anybody doing anything exciting? Anything like that? No? Yay? Nay? Yes? No? Who's dead? Who's dead? Who's not? Oh, good Lord, ordained Scott. Apparently a boat and an army of sharks. But, oh, hold on. Fishing game still has its random pop-up. Theoretically, it should still be working, though. I'm stealing organs and riding trains? Faye's gonna steal my organs and ride away on a train. But, okay, real quick, for context for chat. Grammy Go Round came to visit, and it's because she's stopping through to go visit a cousin who's having a baby shower early tomorrow morning. But she doesn't like the fact that I'm moving out of the country, and she doesn't know jack diddly shit about any country outside of the US. She was born and raised and has lived her entire life in Texas only. And so, like, telling her that I'm, like, moving out of the country, she's always like, you're gonna get killed and your organs are gonna be taken. And then she got, like, mad a little bit earlier and, like, turned around and, like, kind of yelled, her equivalent of yelling, which is basically just like, hey, don't expect me to come pick up your dead body. I was like, okay, I'm dead. Who cares? You're moving to a petrostate? The petrostate as in Norway and its oil reserves? Where they use the oil profits to actually subsidize the country to slowly improve infrastructure? To the petrostate. Oh, good Lord. Listen, it's the thing too is the hard thing is trying to convey to her, because she's only looked up one thing. She was like, what was it? What's the cost of living in Norway? And like, she looked that up once, I guarantee you, and has since used it every time I mention it. I love walkable cities. I love places where I don't have to own a car. I like bicycles. I like trains. I like trains. I love roads and healthcare. They have free healthcare. They steal your organs. They're gonna steal my organs and sell them to cure my stomach cancer. I just picked a random thing. That's actually probably not the case. Hopefully it's just because I don't have enough fiber in my diet that I have issues. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's goofy. It's goofy. The thing is though, is I think honestly, I'm trying to figure out if what I want to do is like the second, Faye, I'm pointing at you inside. The second you give me the green light, I think I'm just going to sell my car and book a more expensive flight as soon as possible. I think that's what I'm going to do. So what if your organs get stolen and at least it's free to get them back? Hey, if you're strong enough, it's always free to get them back. That's valid? Hell yeah. Oh, shit. Hold on a second, chat. Hold on a second. So you know how I mentioned when Emma Frost got announced for Marvel Rivals? I was like, if she's a Vanguard, like, they're going to make her, like, huge. Like, they're going to make her ridiculously tall. And this is a shitty picture, but I'm going to show you regardless. Let me go over here. Let me go over. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a full head on top. That is a full head on top, and she is almost twice as wide. Going to Swedish marriage, Sweden, if you will. No, it's Norway. Norway, that's the goal. That's the goal. Plus, I could potentially actually use my degree. Oh yeah, she's huge. This is exactly what I expected. Like, nice. Nice. Baron go Norge. Not Norge. A fjord. Marin go fjord. Fjord go round. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, why is it like this? Why is it like this? Over the fins? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, listen, there's nobody in like all of X-Men that's as femme as fucking Emma fucking Frost. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? I misspelled Frost because I was typing too fast. Like, sharp, deadly, and sexy. Like, that's just who Emma Frost is. Is the good one. I like that. I like that one. Like, but this is what I expected. Whenever they said that she was going to be a Vanguard, I was like, well, she's going to have to be scaled like similarly to the other Vanguards. So she's going to be as fucking tall as Thor, which is funny because I think technically in the comics, Emma isn't that tall. Hold on, reopen that. Let me see if there's like her standing next to somebody, like even Cyclops. I don't. Is that Iron Fist? No, that's Hellfire Club. So that would be somebody else. What is his name? She's 5'10". Yeah, that's pretty tall. That's pretty tall for a woman, but like, let me see. How tall is Cyclops? Yeah, he's 6'1". And there's other people that are taller than Cyclops pretty straightforwardly. Better not fucking do that. Close. Whew. I didn't even see if there was anything on that Twitter page. I just absent-mindedly clicked back to it. Sebastian Shaw? Shaw? Oh, that's the one that was with the bare chest. Is that his name? Really? 5'10" isn't 7 feet. Yeah, she's about 7 feet in Marvel Rivals. Like, probably something close to that. Wait, what the fuck is this? Popeyes is the first U.S. chicken restaurant chain to adopt the Better Chicken Commitment Animal Welfare Guidelines, says the nonprofit Mercy for Animals. What? What the fuck? People lost their shit again? Lost their shit again at a movie theater for Minecraft? Oh my god, they brought a chicken to the theater. Why? Why? Those dudes are actually holding a Rhode Island red chicken. Pet the chicken, pet the chicken, pet the chicken. Listen, I love chickens, okay? But like, how traumatizing do you think being in a movie theater with a bunch of loud people yelling, screaming, and throwing popcorn everywhere is for a chicken? Not only are they an entire environment that their little brain probably can't comprehend, seeing a wall making like with moving pictures, like that chicken's probably losing their goddamn mind. Either that or is completely dissociated. Let a chicken through, it's their own fault. Okay, chicken poop's pretty easy to clean up. Mainly because they poop little but semi-frequently. But I do not understand these fucking people losing their shit. Oh wait, I think they're also in trouble because like as they like all freak out and throw their popcorn, all the lights start coming on in the theater. Oh yeah, they got in trouble. They got in big trouble. And not Doesn't help the fact that there's so many people also with their fucking phones out. Here, I want y'all to see this. I don't know if this is the same theater that we saw. Why can't I pause it? That we saw like yesterday. And it's just from like a different angle. But this shit looks ridiculous. Like, you don't even need audio for this. And then all those lights at like eye level are people with their fucking flashlights on. Dude took his shirt off. Chicken. I like the chicken. It's safe to say we got kicked out. Fucking course you did, dumbass. Cause of course you did, dumbass. But do you see how many people were just like immediately have their phones out? Like, dudes, the guys on top of each other's shoulders are the ones holding the chicken. He has the chicken in his arm here, and it cuts to them being kicked out. And there's the chicken. He's just hanging out. He's just hanging out. But Jesus, guys. Jesus, why? Why? They look like they're interrupting the movies around them too. I don't know about around them. Like, they're definitely interrupting like all the people in the theater that are just there randomly. But the fact that there were so many people there that just like whipped their phones out or had their phone out ready to go so quickly, like, Hmm. I don't know. Just shut up, Simon. Oh my God. All right, we're not going to waste a lot of time talking. Oh my God, when did I lose my babs? Oh, this minute. Thank you, Jarathi. I suppose. Also, oh, we only have 4 weekly passes this week. Dang, I'm gonna have to do something for incentives again soon. God damn it. I don't think last week was very good either. I don't actually remember what it was. But I may have to do something with incentives soon, TM. Soon, TM. But yeah, like I was saying, I already have the category to pray. I have the category already set to pray. So we're not going to lollygag around for it. Let me go ahead and I need Epic Launcher. Gross. Gross. And I'm going to go ahead and get this game up and running. Let me go ahead and swing over to the full screen side. Because we started late, I'm not going to yap too long. Sorry, it opened on the wrong monitor and scared the shit out of me. Eat shit, Bethesda. I don't care if you're the publisher. And also, for some reason, not functioning like the way I fucking set you up to. Wait, where is it? Where's the fucking game? Pray. Very tiny. Okay. Oh, what the fuck? Why did it just move to the other monitor? Oh my God, what the fuck is happening? Bitch. Go over there. Oh God, I'm lagging. Okay. Let me really quickly. Okay. And then real quick, let me turn this down a little bit. Hold on, is this on full screen again? It's still so fucking loud. It's so loud in my ears. Oh, hey, why is the fishing game there? Get out of here. Invisible fishing game. Nice try. Nice try. Okay, this thing is definitely in like exclusive full screen. I want borderless. I swear I set this. I swear I set this last time we played. Cargo Bay. Okay. Let me stop the music. Where you running, Lo? Where you running? I don't think there's anything I can do to incentivize anything for this game right now, so... we need subs, chat is how I keep the channel going. It's how I pay the bills. Oh, was that a voice? Okay, that's the turret over there. And what were we doing last time? We needed... Thing is, I don't think I can turn this turret on because it'll attack me now. I should not repair it. We need Cargo Bay B. Multiple objectives that way. Real quick. Oh. Okay, suit chip. Oh, hey, we got another one. I did not even realize that. To return damage to the attacker. I don't think we have Backlash. I think Backlash is that shield ability, isn't it? Passes are scam. Don't let the carnival trick you. Go Ko-fi membership instead. Overthrow the regime. Listen, that is also very helpful, and they don't actually take a cut out of it. I believe it's... I think I have it set to... If you sub at more than... If the same or more cost of a tier 2 sub, you get the same benefits as a tier 2 and above sub. So you get like the previews and stuff in Discord. Have you got Moonfall? Moonfall? What is that? I don't think I need to equip this one. Boost the amount of... Ooh! Wait, do I have Psyshock? I do have Psyshock, don't I? Allows detection of hidden mimics and greater mimics. Oh. Hit enter to do this? Okay. That's the upgraded version of that. What is this? Reduce the time it takes to repair an object. Boost the amount of damage done by Psyshock. I think I would rather have... Turn that off. Take that one. Okay. Big DLC for Prey, kind of a 5-part story campaign told sideways from the main game. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Don't want you to know this. One simple trick. Oh shit, my laptop is updating out of nowhere. Carrie, you will be remembered. Listen, typical shenanigans. Okay, so we have Morgan's arming key. Did I accidentally made 2 of these and I didn't even realize it. I thought they were 2 different names for some reason. Okay, let's kind of reduce some of this space usage to get some health back. What are you? Radiation pills. Okay. Vegan jerky, sun-dried tomato jerky. Looks really cool. I don't know if I have it. I don't know if I have the edition that like it auto came with. I really don't. Russian blinnies. Okay. Oh, wait, no. I had opened this to look at objectives. So, Cargo Bay B, Alex's arming key in life support. Okay. Daniel's show and crew quarters. Grant Lockwood's, not Grunt. Tracking bracelet. That we can't get to yet. $1 billion cult gun. That I don't think we've also gotten to yet. So we're gonna go do Cargo B, I think. Which we may have to do like the annoying side way because I don't think I can open this door. Darn. Darn. Let me up. Let me up. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Hold on. Hold on a second. Grammy Go Round's calling. Okay, I'm so sorry about that, chat. When Grammy go around calls and she asks you to do something, you kind of gotta do it, okay? Listen, nobody says no to Grammy. You gotta do what Grammy asks for. Cargo bay 4. Not this way. What? All right. Nom, nom, nom. Fish sticks?
I wish I could have been more help. I tried to restore the power, but the fire was too much before Officer Rose, pulled me out of there.
Uh-huh.
You restored the power.
Do you think if I throw one of the,
but
what do they call it? The, like, recycler balls at her, does it turn her into organic matter that I can recycle? Fabricator's that way. Quartermaster's office that way, so we need to go down here.
If we can get the Eradicators operational, we might be able to secure the area.
Cargo baby. Oh, there it is. Skilled me. Do we not have the code? Hello? I thought we did they not actually give us the code? We have to do the Eradicators first, don't we? I think we do. And I don't think this is gonna open. God damn it.
These TranStar
Okay,
PPM
so
pistols
I need
don't
to
have
probably
the stopping power
find-
Eradicator turrets do.
Going up.
Hello, are you here for an appointment?
Hello? Oh, hey. Come here.
Diagnosing.
Oh, you're medical. I thought you were engineer for a second. What you doing, Sarah?
No turrets, no code. It's for our safety and yours.
Give me that. Oh, shit. I never realized that I could get things out of these toolboxes. Yeah, I figured they weren't going to give it to me until I did not need to go down here. Wink.
Hello, are you here for an appointment?
So I don't think right now I have enough materials for... Where is it? To make the Eradicator turrets. Bin. Junk. Auto sort. You can go in there too. You too. Oh, that's the arming key and stuff, and the water pressure regulator. Okay. And the cum gun. Shut up! Don't call it the cum gun. Okay. And then now, is it just portable turret, or is there? Oh, whoops. Wait, I don't have Psy Shock. Darn it. Take that one for now. Wrench. Okay, it's only regular turrets, isn't it? Yeah, portable turrets. Okay. And what, do I like put them here? Or where do I put them? Like in there with them? They will get mad? Oh, shit.
Attitude adjustment required. Eradicator auto turret version 0.7.6.
Oh. Oh. I do have to put him with them. I have to take it in there. Jesus. Okay. Is there really no easier way in than... Also, there's some things here that I want to take. Gimme. 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 Okay. Oh, Jesus. Hup. 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 Oh, come on. Okay. There are feasible ways in? Oh my god. Okay, and then do I need to point it at this door? Which door do I need to point it at? Oh, this door. So probably like here? Place 2 more turrets. Ah, shit. Ah, shit.
Hello, are you here for an appointment?
I wish I could pick up one of these up that repair one of the other ones, but instead now I have to guarantee that it won't shoot me. I have to do it this way. I'm short something. Where is it? Where did it go? There it is. Don't have enough metal. Okay, good thing I have a couple more things. What are you? Oh, that only turns into 1.5? Where is... Oh, I don't think I should do the recycler ones. EMP charges I'm kind of fine with getting rid of. If you had hacking too, it would be fine. I don't think I have 3 mods. I may be able to get hacking too. So let's see really quick. Neuromods. Hacking 2. That's dismantle. Is it in scientist instead? Oh yeah, it would be. There's hacking 2. I'm short 1 neuromod. Shit. Shit. Do I dare use the resources to make 1 more neuromod? Do I dare? Otherwise, I think we can go that way and find some other areas. Oh, right. I can't make neuromods right now. They're blocked out. Yeah. Bitch. Yeah. Short 1. A shame I can't shove this other one in there instead of trying to fix it. But I do have some recycler bombs. Also, there's an engineer dispenser. Don't mind if I do. I see you blinking.
TranStar Cobalt.
Hi. You can look around here for the key card. Is it like... Oh, hey. Okay, we're gonna take you for a little bit. I doubt I'm gonna be able to find like another spare. Like that's not one I made, so that one's gonna be... Oh wait, this one can't even be repaired. This one can be, but this one can't. What the fuck? With a shitload of enemies? I would not be surprised. I was just mostly trying to see because I saw that cargo box was open. Oh.
Please pay attention.
Oh, what the hell? Okay, hold on. I'm curious if I can open these other cargo areas. Okay, I can lower it. Hello? Oh, okay, that was spare parts. I thought that was something else for a second. Okay. Guess the game I got for my birthday, which was on the 7th? Dishonored. It was Dishonored, right? You got Dishonored, right? Hello. Ooh. Null wave transmitter. Probably something I can just recycle. Okay. You don't have anything. Hello? I see something terrible over there. Okay. Okay. It's not damaged at all? Wait, what? Yeah, this is the cargo control. I can find an area that seems to have like a bunch of just little decorative items. I probably could just like recycle a bunch of shit. Okay, you don't have anything. Oh, there's some stuff. I forget, is there a button for a flashlight? Does... I don't think it stops these because these are like hydrogen fires. Oh wait, I remember how I got across here. Those are plebics of pressure? What? You have anything on you, sir? Hell yeah, you do. More things to recycle. Okay. I know there's another wrench technically upstairs. Controlling the answer would be on the D-pad. The what? Get rid of wrench. Get rid of those. You can go too. Everything else is fine. That's more like it. I think this means I would only need to take that other one that's not broken. And I could just kind of probably try to like avoid it. Hey, engineer. Oh, wait a second. Yoink. Excuse me. Excuse me. Ick. I didn't like that ping. What was that? What was that ping sound? You have 270 swivel? Ooh. Uh-oh. Okay.
Hello.
Telling the workers their break has arrived. Their break? Aw. Cute. Cute. And totally not potentially dystopian. Anyway, I don't think I got enough metal to make another one to be safe. Yeah, I definitely didn't. I'm short one. I did technically pick up a couple more junk. I don't think it's good. Yeah, it's only gonna give me 0.3. It sounded like it was a PA thing, but then I didn't hear any like voice line. Can't even tell people they have brakes in the future. No brakes. No brakes in capitalism. You're cutting into our profit margins. Okay, do we use the metal on this or do we save it? Yeah, fuck it. All right, back to doing my goofy ass jumping puzzle. Get out of the way. All right. Hup, 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 hup. God, this is goofy. Oh, come on. Yeah. Okay. Oh, shit. Ooh. Thought it was gonna fall off. Thought it was gonna fall off. All right. It's worth not having to fight. Okay. Ah, fuck my knees. Totally forgot to use the jump pack. That's my own fault.
Ready as I'll ever be. Love you, Mom. See you in hell, Dad.
If we're going to fight,
Relatable.
let's choose the time and place.
Officer Maddox.
EATs are online and primed.
EATs.
Can't wait until our friends get a taste of these. Here's the code for Cargo Bay B.
Nice.
Watch your asses. They come through that door. Don't let them get to cover or we'll have no idea what they'll be next.
Okay. I'm gonna come stand back here.
They just keep coming.
Shit, we're dead. That thing used to be one of us.
I got the Typhon. We can bullet you.
Wasn't sure how that would play out, but I like how it did.
Combat.
Give me your shit. Give me your
And
shit.
how much I didn't.
Oh my god. What a time not to have. Holy shit. What a time not to have, what is it? The necrosis skill. There it is. It was Z. Okay, I couldn't remember what the button was for, like, tracking things. Or not tracking things, but being able to, like, open things. Error code. Button. Hello? Hello? Oh. Oh, I thought I was sliding off of it for a second. Huh. I guess we're fine. Until I opened one of these and there's a monster beyond my comprehension inside. Wow, I am getting so many fucking upgrade kits. All that unusable Typhon material. Listen. Listen. Nope, nothing. Darn. Dawson has a code. You don't look like you have a button either. Oh, there you are. You do have a button. No, nothing. Damn it. That one has a code too. Okay, why is there just... Okay. Just like a fucking chest set with a whiskey. Wait, shotgun on the floor? Shotgun on the floor. Here? So many things to use a recycler charge on. Wait, can I use them on these cargo boxes? Should I use them on these cargo boxes? Man, all that unusable. Yeah, let's see. Hold on. How much does it cost to get the neuromods? Here it is. 4. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Go ahead and open this door. I'm sure that'll be fine. That's probably where we need to go. Also, there's this. Nice, another recycle charge. Up inside of a cargo box, then throw a recycler? Oh. With like... Anything that has physics, if memory serves, and a couple things that don't. The thing is, I don't want to spend the time, like, dragging stuff, but, like, can I, like, throw it in here, and these things that have, like, leverage will, like, turn into stuff? Can I, like, throw something in there? Yep. Oh! I forget how fucking baby-armed we fucking are. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ow. Oh, man. That wasn't worth it at all. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they don't really have much. Yeah, where was the shotgun? On the floor on the back half of the storage. Shotgun, shotgun. Shotgun. Oh, it only did it to one of them. Darn it. Oh, right here. Oh, I don't have enough space. That's fine, because now we just, you know, like... Oh, whoops. No, give me that. Eat a couple things to get that health back. Oh, whoops. And now I can carry the shotgun. Now we're gonna go back and recycle a bunch of this shit just so that we have room. I don't think technically...
More where that came from.
I still can't open this one, can I? Let me through! God damn it. Why do you do this to me? Why do you make me go the annoying way? Hey, buddy.
Good to see you again, Dr. Yu.
What are you sneaking around for?
We did it. Area
Nightmare
secured.
spawning in that next fog. Fuck. Okay. Everything else I think is fine. Yoink. And then we'll be able to get more neuromons later when we get another, I guess, security license or whatever. Okay, okay, so now we can go not that way. Gotta go take our annoying fucking self-made jumping puzzle. Okay.
I thought we were dead for sure.
You think it's a 50-50? Oh, no. I'm pretty sure we already saw something like hovering in there earlier. But the thing is, I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna go ahead and just, you know, take one of these. If you'll excuse me. I can see something back there.
Scan complete. Please summarize every tool available.
Stop it. God, I hate that. Give me that shit. Okay. Whew.
Scanning target.
Easy.
Insufficient.
Oh yeah, they fucked that turret up. They fucking came for it. Okay. And I just used so much fucking ammo on that. The hell? What is this? Why does it... Oh, is it because it was in contact with the yellow stuff? That's just set dressing. I don't think I can do anything with that. Cargo staging ground. This is just the other door. We're not gonna go that way just yet. Blocked. Director level lockdown. Do I want to go in here?
Microgravity detected.
There's a door up there, but it doesn't look like it's openable. I don't think there's actually anything in here I want. I think this is set dressing.
Normal gravity detected.
Okay. Now we can just go wherever this is good. Oh, life support. Okay, aren't we looking for somebody in life support? I'm pretty sure we are. Darn, I don't even get enough time to read the fucking loading menu. Curse you, SSD!
Micah, not sure you got your transcribe. Morgan is making her way to you now. Warning you and anyone else, so you don't shoot her. Accidentally. Or on purpose.
Morgan? I thought you said.
Oh, there's two of you. Ah, shit.
Mikhaila, I didn't think to check your transcribe. Not sure how you got here. I thought
Oh god, there's so many of them.
Never mind. Airlocks and lifts are locked up. Like my lungs. Paraplexis. I'm even seeing the spots now. You're right.
Not radiation.
I
Well,
could
they
get
just
my
get pulled
booster
by.
shots from my office. But I think I can get us out. By sliding our main reactor to bypass the lockdown. I know it sounds crazy, but I can walk you through it. I do it myself, but just get here, alright?
Cease! Cease! Ow! Ow! Holy shit! Time to do the Skyrim thing. Excuse me, I must now proceed to eat 16 bananas. Good lord. Wah! Okay. Where'd the other fuck go? There's only one? Did they just split? Did I forget how their mechanics work? Okay. Maintenance in progress. Give me your shit. Fuck you. Eat 80 wheels of cheese. Listen, as long as they keep giving me food, I will continue. Oh, whoops. Oh, man. Okay. So we have reactor control room that way. So I think what I was just shooting there was the main body. So when I killed it, it just poofed. Oh! Okay, so the med bay's radioactive and there's little guys in here. Give me that. Anti-rad pharma fabrication plant. Ooh. Hello. Take that. At least my gooed all over the place. Excerpt from the back cover synopsis of an alternate history novel. Oh no. 1964, President Kennedy turned his back on American interventionism, but what if America had stood up for its allies in Vietnam? Would communism still reign in the East? Would the Iron Curtain have fallen? Renowned political commentator Lance B. Jenkins weaves a gripping alternate account of the days following the Gulf of Tonkin incident and what might have been if America had gone to war in 1964. Huh. Wonder if is that a real book? Anybody know? God damn it, I can't believe this guy just fucking gooed all over the wall. How could he? Hello? Horrors beyond my comprehension. Corpses. Ooh. Is that why I have particle injector? Maintenance access panel. Couldn't open it. Hello? Give me all your stuff. Oh. Security booth save code. Nice. 7736. Give me your gun. Hmm. 7736. Key card? What? This is not the security booth? Maybe it's that key to that safe? Oh my god. Literally just says key card. Damn it! This is how much time? Good question. Oh. Oh, that's horrendous. I'm also just gonna... Oh, I don't have space for them. I can only slurp them. I'll leave the rest of those there. I was already at max health. I didn't even need to do that. Oh, right. Sweet. Oh. Uh-oh. I can't jump high enough. And I like... I can't even I can't target the mug. Here we go. See, I'm so good at this. I'm so good at this. I totally didn't just waste a whole bunch. Survivors count of evacuation day 3. Been driven for far enough that our fuel ran out. More jets flew over, headed toward the city. One circled back and made several passes over us, but did not shoot. The night in the desert, we sat by the empty truck and listened to the booming of artillery. Huh? Uh-oh. Also, I kind of want this mug. Yeah. Hey, neuromods! Okay, do we get hacking or do we get, like necroscopy? Or more scopes? Or hacking? Or do we just keep doing ludicrous shit like leveling these things up? Mimic matter. Slightly more complex machines such as turrets. Ooh. Is this essentially a teleport? Is this Dishonored teleport? Is that what Phantom Shift is? That you get more neuromods faster? I want that. I want that. Okay, now we only have one. Darn. And we haven't got anything in Telepath. Create shields, execute direct psychic. That's what I got the upgrade for, the psychic shock. Which could be pretty useful, I think. Okay. But we also have a lot of materials to get another turret. The computer. I want to check the computer. Emails. Priorities. Weber, do you know I screwed you over? I'm just doing my job. What am I supposed to do? You telling me you're having nightmares and feel compelled to hide out? Well, that's fine. When you say you want to find a bunk or stock up with supplies to get your hands on a shotgun, not cool. We're getting along so well, but I guess we have all business from now on. Okay. I'm aware that you made repeated attempts to requisition a shotgun, a weapon that is clearly outside your duty description. That you didn't come to me with this first is unfortunate. Are we about to have an ad break? I think we are. At least if I can make it through these before it goes. Dedicated officer, so I'm not jumping to any conclusion, but as a precaution, your access to the safe in the life support security station has been revoked until we sort this out. I've been there, Alton. This job can be stressful. I won't turn my back on you, but I have to follow procedures. I'll contact you shortly to set up a meeting. Iceboard engineer Jean Ferret. Last known duty was to repair life support related machinery and power plant. In addition, she has the one remaining keycard to air filtration control. Please find her ASAP. Okay. Alert.
This might sound strange coming from me, but I admire what you did. You didn't have to help Chief Elazar and her people in the cargo bay. Especially considering you intend to destroy the station. You gave them some hope, even if it's brief.
Okay, we have an ad break. I need to get y'all words on stream. I have not actually set it up because we skipped straight through just chatting today because I am running late. And then let's do... Wait, where is it? Hello? Words on stream? There you are. Okay. All right, guys. I'll be back in a couple minutes. I'm gonna go check on Coco. Make sure she's not burning anything down. But stay out of trouble. Don't burn anything down. Have fun. Get some snacks. Get some water. Remember to stand up and stretch. Don't be a dork. Have fun. Okay, dokie. What'd I miss? Anybody died? Ordain's not here to start fires. What's going on? What's going on? What happened? Actually, pretty good timing. This thing's gonna end and we're only gonna have like 10 seconds left on the ad break. All right. Yeah, because what? Neuromods are made from... I'm trying to remember on the... there's the Ordain of neuromods being made faster. They need like the material from... all the like typhons and what was it? The metal. And metal comes from damn near anything. All right, real quick, I'm gonna do a quick save.
Coming through.
Okay. Wait a second. I probably need to unlock that door, don't I? Because we only read we didn't do the utilities. Area map, don't mind if I do. Okay, we have medical, cargo bay. And that goes to the lobby. Atmosphere control. Water treatment. Okay. Do we choose so many good emotes? Let's go. Let's go. Good emotes all around. Listen, it's what makes Twitch go round, okay?
Operator approach.
So that's just... back to the lobby. Reactor control room. Okay, yeah, that's where we were heading before. Me through. Excuse me. Squeeze me. Pardon me. Come through. Fuck you. Free kicker! Average fan. Thank you for gifting a season pass. Oh. Oh, hey. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, wait, what the fuck? Oh, I do have ammo again. Fantastic. Hey, bud. Ah, reload. Why do you have a flamethrower? Darn it. Yeah, I figured he was going to be immune to that. That's fine. We'll do... He's going to be immune to that too. I know he is. Whew. Okay. Give me your shit. Give me all your shit. Oh, there's no recycler. I keep that. But oh, okay. Regular ammo, shotgun ammo. 3. I only have 4. I think I should get shotgun ammo. Why don't you have a flamethrower? I wish. Okay. Okay. Closed map real quick. Escape pod bay. I think we're gonna go check, because there was something down there. I'm pretty sure it was one of the nightmares, but I don't know for sure. Oh, it doesn't seem like I can actually go. Oh! Auto open. Hello? Hello? Banana peels and stuff. Oh, it's ammo. Fuck. Get that shit out of here. Give me that ammo. Was that only one bullet? Are you serious? No way. Where did the ammo go? There it is. Why can't I open? What? It was only one bullet? Oh, it sucks. Repair 3. I feel like something's in there. Okay. O2 bottle. I don't think I should push this. I don't think I should get in the escape pod. One singular bullet. One bullet. Oh, Jesus. Okay, we don't have, like, much of anything. I'm kind of tempted to repair one of these and carry it. I think I want to do that. I'm gonna do that. Oh, shit. Oh, I thought it deployed for a second. Okay. Can't go there, I'm pretty sure. I don't like that music change. Go ahead and do your boom. Take that. I think it went that way, didn't it? I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna leave that there for now. Oh, I can't even take that. All right, hold on. We gotta eat some food. All right, time to get a little shwasted. A little shwasted as a treat. Experimental device injects psychoactive particles into the water supply. Okay. One bullet is all you need? Sure. All right, give me those, because we keep coming. Oh, right, I'm drunk. I was very confused for a second. I was like, what the fuck? It's also because those engineer things were... Corrupted device. There's a technopath on the other side. Can I go this way? No, there it is. Oh. Oh, what the fuck? I thought I heard one, I just didn't see it. Give me that hypo. Okay. Give me that upgrade kit. Hold on, I'm gonna do a thing because we have so many upgrade kits too. So... where can my upgrade kits go? Oh, it's a super repair kit. I'm stupid. Where did the... That's actually fine, because I do want to use it right here. Duh. I have not upgraded these goo guns at all. Should I upgrade them? I don't think I'm using them that much aside from utility. Hi, Raph. Thank you for doing your season pass. No funny message this time? No, not the no funny message. But I like the funny message. Okay, or do I keep upgrading shotgun? Upgrade. Oh, whoops. Menu. Upgrade. Upgrade that. Upgrade firepower. Reduce recoil? Oh yeah, capacity for this one, that could work. And, okay, no, that's fine. That used all of them. Okay. I don't think this door can actually open. Like, it can see me. That door is not going to open. Oh, what the shit? Okay. We'll put you here. You're going to be my buddy. That stays right here.
Version 0.7.6 online.
Okay. So... I can't. Like here? I'm not gonna deploy it just yet. Leverage 3. How the fuck? I'm missing something. That's what I was thinking of. That's... I was looking to see if, like, maybe if I get all the way up there, but like, I don't have phase shift, which I'm starting to regret. Because if it's basically like the blink from Dishonored, I kind of want that. Oh, hello. Well, that was... Oh, shit. My fucking legs! Thank God. Okay. Never mind. That wasn't so bad. I just like the maintenance and there's the maintenance hatch. Neat. Hello? I hear the Technopath is still here. Was it always red? I don't think it was always red. Kind of like what the Phantoms do, where they like blink at you? Is that what you mean? Where are we trying to head through here? I also see stuff over there. That's a goo gun. Glue gun, I should say. Winter quality, water quality lab. Ah, son of a bitch. Should I... Down over there? Okay, hold on. And there's a recycler down there. Okay, so yeah, that is where we need to go down. Oh, shit. Oh, come on. Nice. Oh, shit. Eel scraps? Okay. Hold on, I'm taking all these things I'm guessing I could turn into, like, biological pieces. Eel tank. Okay, what does this say? Chief Mitchell expects these things on time or it throws off his menu for the whole week. Half get packed whole, half get butchered for jelly. Right, tank cleaning, no delivery. Is that why there's so many jelly deals here? You know... Isn't... Oh. This is... Wait, isn't this... Isn't this the reactor room? I'm confused. Waste processing. I went too far down. There was a level I missed? Or it's the middle one. It was the one that I was looking at. The one the fucking Technopath is still on. Fuck! Oh. Killing the Technopath so you can open the door with his likely other things here. I think it's just the Technopath in this other room, but I also think I fucked up. I think it's actually empty, so maybe I can do it this way. Damn it. There it is right there. There's an engineer right there. You didn't see shit. Shut up. Okay. Oh, he is looking at me, son of a bitch. Okay. Oh, it's way at the front. Okay, so I think what I can do is I can actually go open that door from the inside. I think. Oh yeah, I have to destroy it to get to the power plant to turn the power on regardless. So maybe the doors even won't open then, but if I can, I could get to that turret and turn it on. So let's try to do that. Okay, this is fine. When it turns around again, then I can go get it. Okay. Oh, fuck! God damn it. Okay, we're gonna have to fight it. Oh, it's weak to just about fucking everything. Okay. Let's do this real quick. This. Ow. Oh. Hell. Empty. Oh, shit. All right, go ahead, go boom. Give me your shit. Son of a bitch. Okay, it's not. Oh, it's still going. Oh, stop zapping me. I don't care about your ball lightning. Come here. Come back here. Oh, I'm out of stamina, that's why. Stop fucking zapping me. Jesus. God damn it. Why did you do this to me? Alright, give me your fucking... No, you have nothing. Aw, man. Alright. There's no turret. Would have been good if I had noticed that earlier. Also, hold on a second. There we go. I just wanted to swap the things. Fuck, I can't go that way. Too far, too fast. Reagan era. Oh shit, this is still the fucking... Okay, no, that's a history book. So... Where did we come in again? Up there? I'm pretty sure that engineer is still... No, he's not. Okay. shit. Hup. Come on. Me up. I went up. Uppies. Please? Pretty please? Why won't you let me up? There we go. Okay, and now we can go into the power plant. Oh my god, let me in. I love it here. Hi, Fairbanks. Fairbanks. All right. Now we can go all the way back down here and hopefully not break our fucking kneecaps. Okay. Okay. Oh, loading. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Coco's currently just laying on the concrete down the hall. I can see her.
I know you did not come down here much, but I can track.
Hold on, do I have some grenades? Please tell me I have some grenades. No wave transmitters. I don't think I can throw the recyclers into that shop I see ahead. Oops. Because look, there's a bunch of cysts in there. Okay, I've already got the scan on those. Wait, I see that cooler. Gimme, gimme. Nice. Oh, of course they're fucking radioactive. Fine. Fuck you. You weird little things. I just hear... Oh, hi.
Inspecting. Your suit's leaking. I'll patch that for you.
This doesn't look good. Okay. Go ahead and take the others. Okay, well, this door's not going to open on its own, which probably means I need to go in here. Those are nests, too. Okay. Come here, little weird things. Snack. Snack. Ah, shit. Thank God, they do almost no damage. Oh, jeez, there's more than that! I couldn't see them all under the fucking... I thought that was like a shadow. It's not. It's fucking not. Star Vendor Cycle. God damn it, no more books. Maybe that was a note I could read. Gimme. Hacking 2, we don't have. Nope. Oh, no, can't read that. Nothing in the trash can. Ah, I see you. Up. Me up. Son of a bitch. Okay. Oh, what the fuck? Huh? What the fuck just happened? I lost all my health. Where'd the lamp go? Is it in my ass? What the shits? Oh, there it is. Ow? Okay, I guess. Do not the lamp? Fucking apparently. How the fuck am I supposed to get up there? Like... Oh, shit. Like, I can't... Oh, what the fuck? I'm not even on the edge. Why am I falling off? How did I just pull myself up here? Christ. Ah, duh, the fucking goo. Unleash your goo, my dude. I am not nearly as big-brained as the rest of y'all, apparently. I constantly forget mechanics of this game. Although I do kind of want to get the, like, blink later. Not gonna lie. Batteries. I see your ass. And I don't have anything to fight you with. Wait, it's not identifying it as a mimic? That's kind of weird. Let's do this then. Actually, that's not the one I want. What is this one? Well, shit. Okay. Also, what the fuck is the Q-beam and why haven't we got it? I don't like that the thing just fell over. Oh. I knew it! I knew it! Yee-hoo. Ah, son of a bitch. Sort real quick. Alright, guys. Time to down, like, 6 bottles of liquor. Yeah! Now we're talking. Oh, hey, there's neuromods in there. How do I get in? Oh. Oh.
You were looking for me?
Yeah, what's the story on Michaela's
Matthew
office?
Conley.
I filed an
Wait a
incident
sec. Where's my water?
Oh, I'm sure it's a page turner, but I don't have time. I need
Oh,
to
hold
get
on a
crew
second,
the
chat.
other
I think I
side
left
of
my
that
water
breach.
outside when I went to
So
see
what's the
Coco.
problem?
See what Coco was
Problem
doing.
is,
I'll be back in a
it's blacker
second.
than my butthole at the bottom of a well in there.
The grounding resistor malfunctioned. Swap a new one and you should have your lights. Is that all?
Hey, you sound rattled. What's up?
I tried replacing the resistor yesterday.
And?
And it just melted into some kind of goo. Smelled like fried ass.
Shit, man. That's not in the report, is it?
I need to get some sleep. My shift's over anyway. Maybe you'll have better luck.
shit, I am muted. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I muted when I stood up to go to get my water bottle. I was muted all the way that entire time. Gotta bring in the lip reader. Good luck with the VTuber model and lip reading, at least on this one. Maybe when we get to the V-Bridger one, it'll be... Please let me scan you. Hi, you angry piss baby. Nice. Time to run! Ow, stop it. Oh, I don't have enough air hypos. Ow. Oh, hi. Okay, let me try something. There was a damaged turret over here. Maybe I can... There it is. Play smarter, not harder. Shit. No, my baby! Ow! Ow, stop it! I need to heal. G. And then... Wait, there's more of them? What the fuck is happening? Where did these all come from? Can I scan any more of them? Okay. Oh, it's wrong button. Oh shit. Die, damn it. Fine. I'll do it myself. Oh, I'm fucking wasting ammo. Give me all your shit. Give me all your shit. Ah, fuck. Get you there. Use that. Use that. Okay. Oh shit, give me that. Can I not rotate it? Really? Goofy. Oh, it's another fucking phantom, seriously. Come on. Come on, keep shooting at me. Where are you? Fine, no, use the fucking glue gun. Where'd your ass go? Where'd your ass go? We'll take the ammo for that. Okay. Did he leave? Where did he go? On the upside, I'm gonna have... Oh, ooh, ammo. Thank you. I kind of want to... Can I, like... I only need one, so technically I don't think I need to carry around this other arming key. That's the same one. Okay. I want all your goop so I can get all the crazy powers. Darn. Okay. Now you're just being crazy. Who would do such a thing? Who would have a mechanic like that? Oh. Hello?
That was me. That's right, you'll be locked out. Okay, Morgan, You'll need a supervisor keycard.
Another fucking
Tell the
phantom in there.
Brooks in the coolant room. She didn't make it, but she'll probably have her card on her.
Didn't we just see the coolant room? I could have swore we did. Maintenance. That's not gonna be it. Okay, hold on. Exterior. Okay, yeah, we don't have the... We don't have the map here. Oh, I just saw the health bar for the Phantom. Where the fuck are you? I just saw his health bar pop up. Health bear. Yes, his health bear. Excuse me, pardon me. I don't think there's anything over here. Okay. Airlock med bay. Storage room. That looks like it's broken. I don't have a passcode for that. Ooh. I know what I must do. Excuse me, just gonna... Excellent. Home free, baby. Oh, I should have fucking known. Come here. Oh my god, there's so many of you little shits. Stop it. Okay, hold on. Oh wow, you are chunky. Should have known. I think there's one downstairs too. I can hear it. Wrench fabrication. Why would I need to make another wrench? See you back there. Just go ahead and open that door. Oh, hell yeah. Oh! Oh, there's fixed ones. Okay, okay, we can go back. There's a bunch of them. Clever. It says it is the coolant chamber. So she's in here somewhere is what I'm hearing. Okay, then we'll go back up. Hey! Is that it? Oh. Is that it? The power's just not. I can't like actually go in there and do anything. I can't get those 3 neuromods. There's a mode with durability. Oh. Oh, okay. Real quick. Okay. And then... It's not the one I've been using. That's the spare that I've been carrying. Let's go ahead and upgrade the pistol. Oh, we have accuracy. Works for me. Works for me. Recoil, ammo capacity. Recoil. Then glue gun. Glue gun upgrades. Range. Definitely range. Okay, well that's still busted. Don't know what... Are you? Are you something useful? Oh! Come here, bitch. Oh! Oh, Jesus, my fucking health, dude. Have some booze. I saw like Phantom speaking. I was like, what the fuck? You need to go around? Of course I do. Of course I need to go around. I'm guessing I have to go around like via this way. But like... Wait a second. Ah, that is where it is. Escape pods. Duncan. Have any eyes besides there's no way Krasnov's blowing the whistle in battle ops? He helped start it too, remember? Okay. I think Duncan's really pissed this time. Do you have any... Did you have to humiliate him like this? This operator was already as good as done? Huh. Ah, I see. Oh, hi. Cool. Let me up. Jesus, Peter fucking Christ. Where did those fuckers come from? Your ammo. I don't know what that was.
Duncan, access code to parts storage changed last shift.
Hey, hold on.
Doors to security came up and reset.
Oh,
do we
sure.
get?
Thank you. Hey, maybe
Huh?
it's not my place, but...
What? Spit it out.
Well, it's just that there was a minor leak, and, I told Connolly we should wait for new parts, but,
Duncan, I don't give a shit about your pissing contest with Connolly. Take it to Brooks. Code's embedded in this message.
Okay. Poltergeist. Oh, but I don't see it. Ah, there you are. Okay. Weak to fire. Ow. Ah, shit, that's gonna hurt. Okay. Definitely gonna need to heal. By obviously chugging as much fucking shit as I can shove in my system. Jesus, I have so much junk. Please send help. Oh, wow. Our mineral is like next to fucking nothing. Okay. So that was the key that we needed, wasn't it? I think it was. Question mark? Question mark? Okay. More Prey games. The concept for this was so rad. I just need more. This game stresses me out. Oh goodness, sorry. Sorry I belched on y'all. That was, there's the mimic I keep hearing. But yeah, there's more grounding resistors here that I'm not sure what to do with. And I don't know if I don't think I want to drop down there. Well, there's probably another way out. Okay. Oh, dare I? Dare I? I do think I dare. I think I dare. Hey, buddy. You dead? I am very stuck. Oh, there you are. Eat pant. Ooh. Give me your shit. Turret. Nothing else? Damn it. Wasn't worth it. Wasn't worth it. I'm also sled for Alien and Dead Space-esque games. I tried playing Dead Space. Dead Space also stresses me the fuck out. I think it's because it's always like dark and terrifying small corridors. And in this case, it's because fucking enemies are so goddamn fast. Here. You're coming with me. Wait, didn't I get the key? What? Huh? What key did I fucking get? Hello? Data? No, it's not gonna be data. Reactor control room. Last seen in coolant chamber. It's in data. Keys. These. I think her corpse is still in here and we just haven't found it. Because I'm pretty sure there was corpse. Oh, whoops. Never checked the one. Wasn't there one of? There's this one, but yeah, you're Matthew. Okay. I don't think I have any more healing items. Unless I chug booze. Nice. Oh, and we have 3 neuromods again, so... I forgot. I kind of want to get more, like, resistance. I'm tired of taking so much fucking damage. I'm telling this Marin, could I make you my prey? No! Shut up! Suit modification. In a sci-fi scenario, kind of throw me for a loop. Really? When you get like, when you playing like a sci-fi game and the ship's called the Icarus or some shit. Not Icarus. Wait, did I take damage from that? Oh, shit. Fuck, shit, ow. Okay, I'm still wasted. Oh, climb. I was like, what does that pop up? Carrie. It just said she's in cooling, and isn't this the cooling chamber? And right now I don't have a computer just set to like track her suit or anything. Not gonna be research. Come on. Data. I thought it'd be under keys, but... Trauma center. I can't tell if this is in... Go back to objectives. Access the reactor control room. Last seen in coolant chamber. Talia Brooks should have the key card to the reactor room and engineer offices. Okay, let me go check something else. I don't see anything fucking else. I'm so glad I did not take any damage from that. Regular box. That'll do it.
Hey, a little bird told me you plugged a leak in an unconventional manner a few weeks ago.
Yeah? Was it an ass-kissing bird named Krasikov?
Maybe. Care to elaborate?
Not if I'm going to get my pee-pee slapped.
Of course. I'll dunk you in the eel tank.
Chat about to say it anytime I ask what chat did, and they're like, am I gonna get in trouble if I tell you? Probably. Not if I get my pee-pee slapped.
Roger that, boss.
I'm gonna get your pee-pee slapped. Can't stop it. Go get him, champ. Okay, and take that with me.
Боже мой, Morgan.
Hello? Oh, hi. Ooh, what are those? Okay. Hey, Mikla.
I thought I was going to die. Well, sooner than I thought I was going to die.
Oh, they're Typhon
Where did that
Lords.
thing come
Hey,
from?
Neuromont, let's
Was it
go.
Tony? The way it was looking at me. I'd get up, except for my legs.
Hands-on electronics.
And my lungs, and my nervous system. Don't look surprised. Paraplexus, remember? You warned me. The boosters are in my office. No way I'm getting there now. But the
Paraplexus.
lifts. I was serious before. I think we can bypass the lockdown. The reactor control room. There's a panel for shutting down everything. The whole station. The computer will scream at you, but just do it. Then pray it all comes back when you cycle
It's
the
time. What the
power.
fuck do you mean
It
it's
should.
timed?
It will. Now, go.
Medicine in her office. Which way's her office? Exterior? Oh, hi. This thing's gonna kill me. Oh, hey! How did... What?
Vital signs critical.
Oh, son of a bitch. Where did that medical case come from? Would that end up being another mimic? Is that what happened?
I thought I was going to die. Well, sooner than I thought I was going to die. Where did that come from? Was it Tony? The way it was looking at me. I'd get up, except
Lock the
for
door
my
for her or
legs.
she'll die.
And my lungs, and my nervous system. Don't look surprised. Paraplexus, remember? You warned me.
Okay, hold on real quick, because right now we have a lot of stuff. Where is it? It only allows additional chipsets and stuff, but I was hoping there's going to be like higher damage reduction or something. But I do want this. I desperately want more inventory space. Okay. Do I... No, not remote manipulation. You! I want you. Aether resistance? Ooh. Consider me convinced. Okay, and then we can get a second version of that. Ooh.
The boosters are in my office. No way I'm getting there now. But the lifts. I was serious before.
Should I do this mission? Should I go get her stuff first?
The reactor control room. There's a panel for shutting down everything. The whole station. The computer will scream at you, but just do it. Then pray it all comes back when you cycle the power. It should. It will. Now, go.
Okay,
Is help on the way?
Hold on. God, so much inventory space. Thank God! Okay, do I have anything I can actually install? Yeah, I might as well. Okay.
How did this all happen?
Get her stuff first. I clicked the wrong thing. I meant to track objectives. Nicholas medicine. Exterior. Oh, it's 2 hours. There's the timer. It's 2 hours. Okay, I have to get to the exterior. What's the fastest way to the exterior? Oops, I did not mean to hit exit. I meant to just go back. It's set to active, so... Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah. I've been thinking about that. Oh, they made it nicer? Yeah. I mean, true, Sunstar. I mean, true, technically. We're also about to have an ad break in 10 seconds. So I'm going to leave this screen where it is before we go chasing after her medicine, I guess. But hold on. Where was it? Where was that mission? Kayla's medicine. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and give y'all words. Stream ad's going to start any second. I'll give y'all music. And I will be back in a couple minutes and we'll do the fucking speed run mission. I hate this. I hate this. All right. Oh my goodness. Come back for what? What's wrong, Ordain? What's the deal? What? What? Oh my fucking God. Never mind. I'm blind. I can't read. I'm a VTuber. I don't know how to read. Actually, y'all are getting one round of words anyway, because I gotta pee. The thing is fucking Twitch keeps like doing the 5-minute countdown like I tell it to. And then it gets like just under 2 minutes and then it disappears. It fucking just disappears with like a minute 40 something left. And I'm just like, if I see a counter going down to 0, then I'm like, oh, okay, the ads are going to start any second. Okay, fuck this though. I'm still running to the bathroom. I'll be back in a second. All right, who did it? Who restarted another one? You want Aliens Dark Descent? I have a key for it from Humble Choice. Aliens Dark Descent. Dark Descent. I don't, hold on, give me a second. Let me check something real quick. And turn the music down. Sunstar, how could you? Sunstar's so impatient. All right, real quick, let me see. Alien Dark Descent. This is... Okay, this is a, oh, what's that? XCOM. Holy shit, that's this is an XCOM, like, y'all nailed that one. Y'all nailed that one. Jesus. All right. Put you away. Put you away. Come back to this. Okay. R? Oh, Christ. Okay. Where am I right now? Okay, there's a way outside through the cargo bay. I could run all the way back there. Oh, but it also says that there's a locked airlock down here. Do I try to go anyway? I think I can go down and then get out wherever the airlock is. Let's see, real quick. Oh, it says it's right behind me. I'm fucking stupid. Okay, let me double check all the other doors. Locked, locked.
Submitted.
I knew it!
System alert. Repairs needed. Please contact a qualified engineer.
Oh, you fucking bastards. Oh, holy shit. Nice cartwheel. Okay. Leia! Wait, did I get both of them? Damn. Welcome in, Raiders. How was your stream? Leah, how was your stream? How was Silent Hill 2? What trouble did you get? What shenanigans were you up to? Okay, internal lock. Security lockdown.
You don't remember her, but she remembers you. She hid her condition to work aboard Talos 1.
Oh.
When you found out, she
Welcome
should have
in
been
the
sent back
Raiders.
to Earth. But you made an
Give me a
exception.
section. Give me a
I'm
second
not sure if
section.
that makes you responsible. Now, she won't last
You've
long
got this.
without her
This game
medication.
stresses me out
It's up to
so
you if
much,
you want to
and I
help
have
her.
so little health.
System alert. Repairs needed.
Another
Please
fucking car?
contact a qualified
It's part of your
engineer.
brother's lockdown. The main lift in every exterior airlock.
Son of a
You're
fucking
stuck
bitch.
until you can do something about it. He's trying to slow you down, Morgan, and putting everyone at risk in the process.
I have to go. Me too. I can't play it. This is because of the marathon we did a long time ago. But okay, hold this. Welcome in though, guys. Those of you from Lega's stream who don't know me, my name is Marn. I'm the ringleader of the Dark Carnival. I usually play games that are dark, spooky, terrifying, or just whatever my inclinations like to get into. I currently have a gun to my head. Oh, thank God. Oh wait, I don't even need to use. Give me all these. I can repair you.
All systems operational. Thank
Come
you.
here. Heal me.
Diagnosis.
Heal me.
Looks like
Heal me,
you've had
damn
a
it.
rough day. Try to relax. There.
Thank God.
You can fill out a service questionnaire at the front desk.
Okay, I usually play games that are dark, spooky, and terrifying. This game is so goddamn bright, but I am almost constantly shitting my pants. Please and thank you. I'm taking phase shift because I think it's gonna be cool. Okay, so I need to go somewhere else. I think I need to cycle the lockdown because that's why I'm doing this, right? Right?
Hello. Are
Okay,
you
okay,
here for an
okay, okay.
appointment?
That's good. That's what I figured. That's what I was thinking that I needed to do. Okay. I still think it's so funny that the that one Greater Mimic came up disguised as a fucking hell. Oh my god. Grav lift, stair access, maintenance lift. Is there a recycler down there? Oh, I can't even check. Locked, of course it is. Of course it's broken. All of the way back the other direction. The eighth wonder of the world is in space. That is the dumbest fucking thing I think I have ever heard. Okay, yeah, the grab things don't work. Guess we're taking the stairs. Oh, darn. I can't play it? Yeah. If you need to take a break, though, Leia, thank you so much for the raid. If you need to take a break after whatever you did during stream, after Silent Hill 2, are you playing the remake, I'm guessing? I kind of just want to jump, but that's probably going to get me killed. I also see a bunch of operator stations down there. Okay, I thought I saw like a technopath or something. Okay, yeah, I think we just need to go all the way down. Oh, oh, there's the night. Oh! Ain't no way. Right, ain't no way. Okay.
New psionic aptitude available.
I don't want to be here anymore. This is like space. No wonder enough. Listen. Shut up. You shit. Just gonna... There's some pipes. There's the operation room, but I don't see... Okay, the nightmare will leave in 2 minutes. That's fine. We can wait that out. Oh, my computer just said... Diverter. I hate it. I hate it. Hi, Neuromon. Another diverter. Okay, I think I'm gonna probably need both of those. But we'll figure that out in a bit. I see you shooting at me, you son of a bitch. Okay, Oh, there's also tons of cis things down there. Okay. Over here, I see stairs on the other side. Eat my fucking shorts! You rat bastard! Be Ingy all you want. Oh, radioactive. Okay. Okay, that's the control room. There. Give me that. You know, he's a little too close for my comfort. I'm gonna kind of go up a little bit higher. Because I hate that thing. What up? I scan you again? No, I can't. Wow, he's got so many... Ow, 50! Oh my god, stop! Holy shit. Well, he just tossed 100 of my health. It knows exactly where you are. Yeah. Doesn't like space. No. You should read the research on it. I should. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let's see. Data. Research. Nightmare. Oh. Unknown Typhon organism. No entry found. Please contact Dr. Hans Kelstrup, Director of Psychotronics. Typhon responds to an anomaly in their ecology. Something that's like them, but isn't. Me. Only purpose seems to be to hunt me down. Seems unstoppable. Huh. Okay. Fuck you, you rat bastard. Go away. It just poofs. It just poofs. Okay. Objective complete. Sure. objective my ass. Of a white blood cell for the Typhon hive mind? Oh. Interesting. I don't have enough ammo for those nests. Hello? That's a lot of things. I'll gladly take all the things. Reactor emergency procedures. Okay. Excerpt from Manual of Emergency Procedures for SFR 2099-07 Superforge Reactor. TIN 1676 Reboot Initialization. Safety switches. Safety control switches for all main utilities must be placed in the off position in the following order. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, we have to do this in order. Oh, fuck. Okay. Give me that. Okay. Magnetosphere, substation power grid, photovoltaic. Magno sub photo. Magno sub photo. Gravity life main. Okay. Initiate reboot.
Reactor shutdown sequence. Substation power grid offline.
Close the door, close the door.
Range offline. Life support offline. Magnetosphere offline.
Why is it? Oh!
Main reactor cold shutdown. In 3, 2, 1. Reactor successfully shut down. Initiating main reactor ignition sequence.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1.
Please be easy. Please be simple.
Online. Work online. Magnetosphere. Warning. Reactor initialization interrupted. Routing auxiliary power.
Diverter 47.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Durachok was supposed to check those diverters a week ago. Alright, Morgan, you're going to have to fix it yourself. Or find a replacement, if we're not lucky.
Okay, I already know where those are. So, we're gonna go take those diverters and go ahead and throw them over the edge. I think we have to go up one more level. Okay.
Warning. Reactor
Yeah, it's over here.
interrupted.
So we can get these. Go ahead and just kind of go. Okay, yeah, they hold out. Whew. All right. Why didn't they fucking explode? Wait, are they immune to fire? Son of a bitch. Okay, that worked out. Excuse me, extremely high radiation coming through. Okay. Oh shit, fuck you.
Poisoning detected. Seek medical attention.
Oh, hold on. I have, where is it? Where's my rad? Where's my rad away? My totally not rad away. There we go. Delicious. Please and thank you. I'd like to close that again.
Reactor initialization. Substation power grids online. Reactor initialization.
Oh, come on!
Systems restored.
That did it. I'm showing power to the lifts and the airlocks.
Are you
but
serious?
seeing a lot of power spikes and leaks in the coolant chamber. Watch yourself on the way back. There
Oh
could
god,
be
that was
other
carrying
structural
turrets.
damage.
Fuck me, dude.
Wow, I see.
You reset everything. Talos 1 is wide open now. Clever. Reckless, but clever. It's good to see some things haven't changed. I'm not gonna get in your way anymore. You deserve to hear the truth. All of it. Come up to my office.
Morgan, was that you? You? Whatever you did, I felt it in my gut. If this is some kind of payback. Power's coming back online. And that means the main lift too.
Aw, man.
I hope.
Oh, hi. Where were the... Oh, they didn't come on. Are you serious? Fuck you. Eat my ass. We are leaving, soldier. This is not the way up. Oh my god, get off of me. Are you seriously as fast as I am? Holy shit, dude. I need you to fuck all the way off. Where did my stairs go? I don't have any suit repair shit. Fuck. Your back hurts from carrying your massive titties? What's the deal? Hi, Keyshawn. Okay. Wasn't this where my stairs were? Oh my god, fuck off! How could you be so fucking obnoxious? Give me your shit. No. Did it really? In the non-fun way? Aw, shit. Oh shit. Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh, come on. Did I hear Audio Jungle? I swear I heard Audio Jungle. Can I, like, just kind of throw that? Oh, hi! God damn it! Son of a fucking bitch. I'm gonna die. Cool. All the way back at the bottom. Hi! Where do you keep coming from? Oh, goddamn.
Vital signs critical.
Oh, there's another diverter there. Oh, son of a bitch. The stun gun has no ammo. I'd have to go make a bunch of ammo for it.
Resuming reactor initialization.
I hate when shit fucking does this. Where it's like, yeah, have a really hard moment to like do a thing. Oh cool, it's working again. Oh, here's an even harder thing. Fuck this game.
I'm showing power to the lifts and the airlocks, but seeing a lot of power spikes and leaks in the coolant
Guess it's time to make some
chamber.
ammo in this thing that I
Watch yourself on the way
repaired.
back. There could be other structural damage.
Well, I see. You reset everything. Talos 1 is wide open now. Clever. Reckless, but clever. It's good to see some things haven't changed.
I don't think I can make
I'm not
it.
gonna get in your way anymore. You deserve to hear the truth. All of it. Come up to my office.
Oh, wait, hey. There's the Q-beam gun. When did I pick that up?
Morgan, was that you? Whatever you did, I felt it in my gut. If this is some kind of payback. Power's coming back online. And that means the main lift too. I hope.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I've been out of ammo for this gun for the past like 30-40 minutes. And why did the staircase go down? Why is the staircase just gone? Like, seriously? And then we did all that. Oh, hello. Never mind. Never mind. Easy, baby. I'm still mad at this game. We are leaving. Fuck fighting those things. Excuse me. We also have not found a recycler in so goddamn long.
Careful, Morgan. Gas alarm went off in the coolant chamber after you powered the reactor back up. The turbines are hydrogen cooled. Now you take a shot and it's your last. It'll be like shooting a grenade at your feet, or worse.
Oh, okay. Luckily, we're going to get your medicine first, Miss Ma'am. All right. Super Thief, 31 months. Holy shit, my guy. Okay. If they spot you or go up top, they would have turned those off.
Microgravity detected.
Okay. Oh, cool. Anyway, we're just gonna... No, bad, cease, desist. Okay. Multiple objectives, airlock, psychotronics. Ah, fuck. Okay, there's her medicine. I'm drifting. I would like to go forward. What the fuck is that thing? And why can't I scan it? Oh my god. Why am I drifting so hard? Ow? Ow. Oh my god! I don't even want to shoot that because I don't know. Where's the fucking... What?
Suit integrity damaged.
It's... Where is it fucking pointing me? Yeah. Radiation. Who the fuck cares? Is this a breach? Is this the breach I'm supposed to go into? I have no idea what the fuck I'm looking at. Okay, I guess this is it. Are you winning? No, Krem. Ah, there we go. Still a couple up there, but that's fine. Hey, there's a neuromod. Okay. All right, got her medicine.
You got them, didn't you? Oh, you make me so mad sometimes. You never listen to me.
Oh, here's that entrance where these other neuromods are just floating around. No, there was a third one. Where are you? Hello? I could have sworn there was a third one floating here. Whoa. Oh well. Went to the other office. Hi, Keyshawn.
This is Dr. Igwe.
Ah.
I made it to your office. I'll remain here until...
Dr. Igwe.
My word. What are you? And why are you speaking in Morgan's voice?
I am January, Morgan Yu's personal operator.
Okay.
Well, January. Sorry. Your arrival was a bit of a shock. Quite a day today, you know.
Oh, right. Okay, the one that we
the
activated.
Typhon infestation of Talos 1, Dr. Igwe. You are correct.
Reload, please.
You are one of the few survivors.
Okay.
Yes.
Where was...
Wait. Is that fabricator functioning? I might be able to make use of it. With your permission, January.
You have authorization to
Where's
work at the station, Dr. Igwe, and manufacture anything that will assist Morgan in containing the Typhon.
I'll remain here in your office until you return, Morgan. I may be able to be of
Where's
use.
the entrance? Is it that one? I don't think it's that one. Because there was a nest on the airlock. I hate it. That looks like another airlock, but it doesn't have the cargo bay entrance. No? Where? Shuttle bay? No, that's not it. Oh, come on. Where's the power plant entrance? Like... This is the better prey. There's the power plant entrance. Okay. I think that nest exploded. I don't see it anymore. You are beefy, and I hate you. So if you'll excuse me. Let me in, pretty please. Thank you. I would like to go back inside.
See you again,
Raggle fraggle. Raggle fraggle. Okay.
Oh, God, Morgan.
Oh, what the hell?
You surprise the hell out of me sometimes.
Okay.
Please, right at the neck. Just look for the marks. It was harder when I was doing it myself.
That is a serious fucking needle. What the shit?
Oh, God.
Paraplexus.
I can breathe again. Feel my legs.
Maybe I can help you.
So they have
Still
a
some
medicine
spots in the
for
eye, but those should clear up.
paraplegics?
Thanks, Morgan.
Okay. I guess we're good. Question mark? How many, what are they called? How many neuromods do I have? 4? Kinda want it. But I also kinda want this. She's not paraplegic, I don't think. I mean, hold on a second. Let me double check this. Parapraxis. No, that's not it. I could have sworn she said paraplaxis. Hold on a second. Oh, okay. No, yeah, she has a neurodegenerative disease. I don't know if they just used the wrong word or if she just specifically used like something that sounded like it. I think she does have degenerative, like some form of degenerative disease that causes like losing of all feelings. And in that case, which is why she was like struggling to breathe, is because like I don't think she technically without medicine has no function like below the neck. I want regeneration. I want regeneration so bad. Oh, wait. Oh, after taking damage. I still want it. I still want it. Gimme. Yeah. That's why she needed it.
There's something coming for you, isn't there? Morgan, you should run. Go!
Morgan, that massive typhon appeared shortly after you installed alien neuromods. You are being hunted. I warned
The fuck I am. I'm hanging out in here. The fuck I is. Okay, let me see her real quick. Okay, no, I don't have any. Damn. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Also, look at all the typhon organs we have. Jesus. But become an operator that can fly. Ooh. That you willingly shoot in its equivalent of a face. Nah, we got 3 minutes and we don't have any timed missions. I'll wait this shit out.
Hello. Good to see you again, Dr. Yu.
Oh, wait. I'm gonna get him to heal me. Come here.
Diagnosing.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be that way. I am almost certain of that.
Warning, dangerous level of explosive...
I wondered how you would react to finding Michaela. You risked your life to help her. It makes me think the neuromod extraction didn't erase everything. Not completely. Perhaps particularly strong memories still leave faint impressions.
Hello, are you here for an appointment?
Do I need to sneak through the fucking hydrogen-filled room, or...
I expected. Are you sure it wouldn't have been better to... I don't mean to be insensitive, but when she finds out you intend to destroy Talos 1, she might react strongly given that there's no way off the station.
And avoid integrity restored or hydrogen loss reduced by 33%. Tank integrity restored. Hydrogen loss reduced by 66%.
Fuck you. Oh! Oh, there's more up there.
Tank integrity restored.
Why are all the stairs broken?
Reduced by 99.79%. Threat of explosive gas minimal. Normal operations may resume pending supervisor approval.
Fuck you! Ow. Ow. Fuck, where'd it go? There it is. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. What's this? Oh, I think if I'd repaired that, it also would have shut... Fuck off, dude. What were they thinking with damage scaling in this game?
Hello, are you here for an appointment?
Come here. Heal me.
Diagnosing.
Heal me!
Injuries. Nothing a portable medical kit can handle. Please hold still. This will only take a moment.
This game would overstimulate me immediately. I am absolutely fucking
Better next time.
mentally devastated by this game. Because enemies move way too fast. Shit is just panic-inducing. God damn it, dude.
Morgan, I found a satellite project dealing with remote psychotronic signaling, RPSS-X5. I think it could spoof a neural signature that matches yours. Plain English, you could use it to get that new Typhon off your back. Latest tech logs show the satellite was damaged, though. You'd have to find a replacement.
Ow. A friendly engineer? Definitely need you. Come here.
Your suit suffered some wear and tear.
Thank God. Okay. Except it wants me to go this way. What the fuck? Why doesn't it want me to go this way? What are we doing? Objectives. Okay. I still... There was the lobby section, wasn't there? If we go back, it'll take us back to the cargo area. And I think there was an entrance that before was turned off, but I think now that we've done like the power reset, hopefully now we can get there. So many different people talking at once, not very important, but one at a goddamn time, please and thank you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Were these little webs here before? No, they weren't. Fuck you. Oh, come on. Fuck you, you little critters. Is it just so much worse now? Is that the deal? Is that just what it is? Is now everything just crawling with... Oh. Okay, that's the turret I brought in here. Hold on, where was that exit? Actually, while we're here... Hi, buddy. We're gonna do this, because good fucking lord! You can go in there, you can go in there. You can go in there. Okay. Gimme. What do you mean, no plans? What the fuck? Oh, wait, what was that? Oh, turret. Okay.
Made it to your office, Morgan. I guess I see where all that TranStar money goes.
Chief Illusion? You're alive!
Hold on a second. Wasn't there... Or do you think it would be better to take the exterior? Look at that clean inventory. Yeah. Okay, cute. How dare. How dare. I go up. Guts? Do we need to go to the guts? Is that how we do it? Or... They give you neuromods and shit when you get back up there? Hell yeah.
You made it? Chief Engineer Illusion. What the hell? Morgan, is that...
No, that is...
I am January. Morgan Yu's personal operator. Talk about loving the sound of your own voice. So, it's the three of us. 4 of us. Anyone else from the labs or psychotronics? Is that Morgan's workstation? And the fabricator? Chief Illusion, please do not... Morgan, come up here when you get a chance.
Okay. Called me a sloppy lesbian? Well, are you? Well, are you? Answer the question, slut. All right.
Microgravity detected.
Seriously? Why? Why? Okay, would it be a better idea to just go up to wherever that is up there? I think it would. Isn't there like there's an external... Hi, Stevie. I am so upset at this game. Fuck it, we're just hauling. Zoom. Fuck you. I don't even know which entrance this one is, but we're just going for it. Please be the Arboretum. No, it's not. This is definitely the fucking power station. Ow! Ow, fuck off. To make the game harder for you? Apparently. Oh. Please help me. Oh, fuck off. Engineering drone, please. I don't care. Are you serious? Communication device? What? Repair 3? Door malfunction. God damn it. Where am I? Well, that's not good. Also, I see a corpse. Ow, stop. Put me down. Ooh. Please excuse me. If you please. Okay. Where is... Actually, I want to make the Q-beam. I do want to make the Q-beam. Oh. Oh, okay. Unstable particles that will eventually cause the target to explode. Okay, hold on. Can I, like... Oh, whoops. This is not working right. Upgrade. Ah, I don't have any weapon upgrade things. Seeing corpses again? Listen, it's typical shenanigans. Okay, still blocked. Oh, come on. Okay, this thing is definitely, like, rigged together. I like the fact that they gave it jiggle physics. That's amazing. Okay, hold on. I also need to... Here we go. Actually, real quick. We haven't saved in a while. All right, where's this bitch ass? I think he's right beneath me. Ah, there it is. Where did... Hello? There you go. That's not you. That's you using the power. Where did it go? I want to zap you. What the shit? You threw the... Oh, there it goes. Oh, no. Wait, is there another one? It's letting me scan it again?
Scan complete. Psionic aptitude available.
Or is it a different one? Oh, it fills its health bar until it's green, and then it goes boom. Cool. Okay, and I'm pretty sure this was... there is more than one. I was right. Where your ass at? Where your ass at? God damn it. God damn it.
Operator approaching.
I hear it. I don't see it. Come on. Okay, hold on. Because now we're taking way too much damage for this. Spare parts. Oh, Jesus. I don't think I even need to be here because I don't think I can leave without leverage 3, and there's a bunch of those schmucks in there. Okay, so I just kind of guessed that, like, everything is awful. Everything is awful. Okay.
Microgravity detected.
Maybe we can go that way. Maybe this will be the objective that we want. Maybe this will be where the, what is it, Arboretum is? Can I get a snooze on the ads? I wish, if I like leaned slightly to, crew quarters, hull breach, Arboretum, nice. Okay, that was like really fucking hard. Yeah. You say, because that'll be a lot easier to get to, if you will. Although I am now deeply concerned how bad it's going to be in terms of your thing. Oh, hi. Okay. Go ahead and put that big ass gun away. Let me in. Excuse me. Take a break from the... Want a break from the ads? Want a break from the ads? Nightlight. Oh. It's gonna be bad, isn't it? Shit's gonna be covered. It's just gonna be absolutely fucking covered. No? Hello?
I'm sending you the code to my grav shaft. Assuming it still works.
I kind of want to go back to my office first. Hold on, wait, is this the way we want to go? Heap storage. No, it is not. Okay, we want to go up. Oh, I already did new. I already got that whole pack. Oh. Fuck's sake. Oh, hi, Weaver. I'm gonna leave. Greater Mimic. Fuck you. Punk bitch. Bridge. Oh shit, that's at me. Oh, that's another Weaver. Oh, whoops. Ow.
I'm sure that.
See how effective this is against. Oh my god. Oh, hi. Okay. That did nothing. Cool. Oh, there's fucking more? Oh, I'm not going in there. Ain't no way am I going in there.
Hey! Hey, over here! Open this door!
Rodney?
Please! There's something after me!
Son of a bitch.
There's something after me!
Morgan, Dr. Igwe, are you approaching the crew facilities? If so...
Please and thank you.
My collection, the gallery of photos the others used to laugh at. Each picture is a decryption key to a set of neural data. Connectomes. The guests who came to the station. Among them, Leitner, the pianist, is dead now.
Okay.
We can't let those skills be lost. It's all that's left of them. Please, Morgan, if you can, I would be grateful. I'm sending
Loading
you an
bay.
audio file
I'm pretty sure
that
this
will
is not the
open
direction
safe
we
in
need
my
to go.
room.
And it's
You can
also
play it with
broken.
your transcribe.
Mimic. Halos 1, is this the way? Halos lobby. I'm pretty sure this is the way. Don't open the door? I was not opening that door. I saw what was in there. I don't know what it was off the top of my head, but I saw something bad in there. I saw the fucking enemy bar before it even loaded in. Are you fucking serious, dude? Why? Why? Fuck it, we're hoping it. Oh, I can't. Duh. Of course I fucking can't. Fuck you. And you take no damage. Why? Why does this game feel so punishing? I feel like they forgot the fact that typically after you fight your way through an entire area, the game's way more fun once that area becomes completely open. You're not supposed to fucking refill the entire place with everything bad and awful. Fuck you, I see you up there. Oh my god. I don't think EMP is going to do anything for me. Maybe. Be kind of cool if it, like... Can I finish? If I go to Alex, does the game end? I wanted to go to my office because I wanted whatever they were, like, gathering there. I just don't know how to get there. That's Alex's office. Station map. Can I, like... Can't. Who is December? Lift interference. Okay, that's the one that I just went into. Do I need to go that way? Do I need to take that lift? Where that technopath is behind me? The one through here? Carrie? Is that the way I need to go? Because this map is not intuitive in the fucking least. Nothing, nothing. Only the areas I've walked. It's not in crew quarters, I don't think. The power's back on. It shouldn't be. Okay, then where do I need to go? Because it says... Okay, no, Alex's office is in there. Got Black Box Project. Bobby? Paramon. Okay, the hardware lab is where we were stuck before. Gothmaniac, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Is it not an objective? There it is. It's not tracked for some reason. Okay. Okay. Where is it? Lobby. Which is what's behind me. So... Fuck. 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 Fuckity. Fuck. Thing is, I don't think I can actually get past. I didn't do much of anything. Okay, that was not helpful. Oh, I had one shot. Oh, shit. Yes, we have 0 stun batteries. We have had 0 stun batteries for over an hour now. I kind of wish I could take these turrets in with me. I really do. I don't think I can, though. No, I can't. Actually, hold on a second. Oh my god, please. Shit.
TranStar Pyramid 490 medical.
Diagnosing superficial injuries. Nothing affordable medical care.
Why are they set off?
Please hold still. This will only take a moment.
Oh, and they're definitely coming this direction.
Patient questionnaire. Your feedback will be invaluable.
It's the Voltaic, isn't it? Yep. Oh! Is that the nightmare? Where did you come from? What the fuck? Yeah, that's the nightmare. Very cool. These do more damage.
Requesting new operator. TranStar
Is the game cheating?
Diagnosing superficial
Is that what it's doing? The more side quests you complete? I don't believe that for a goddamn second.
A patient questionnaire. Your feedback will be invaluable.
Oh, son of a fucking bitch. There's the nightmare. Not within range of the boxes enough. I wonder. I wonder, though. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh. You know what? I'm fine with this. I'm just gonna get the easy scan and then I'm gonna go hide in a room.
More specimens required.
Oh, now it gives me the alert that he's hunting me. Okay. Sure. I'm gonna do a hard save. Did it actually save? Okay, it did. Whew.
Good afternoon, Talos. Lunch is served in the cafeteria from 12 to 2 p.m. Please refer to the weekly upgrade for today's menu.
Weekly upgrade? Can you gonna go away? I actually did a little bit of damage to him. Uh-oh. Oh. Literally only took one shot to down both of them. Cool. Did about a quarter of his health. Still annoying. I'm not gonna be able to kill him with the turrets. I'm already out of spare bits. Also, hold on. Oh, what the shit? Huh? What the fuck? Huh? His shots came through the fucking wall?
Good afternoon, Talos. Security reminder. Sticky notes.
Fuck this game. We're done today. We're done today. I hate this game. I hate this game. You did this to me, Carrie. You did this to me. All right, guys. We'll be back on Monday. I don't think I'm doing... I may be playing some Marvel Rival. No, she's already off. She's already off for the night. Because we may be playing some Marvel Rival over on Izzy's day, but Izzy's already... Stream is already over. Question mark. What is Vampy doing? Anybody doing anything spooky? Doesn't look like it. Aspera playing Blueprints. Artist doing art. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna rate Aspera. I mean, you always have your other favorite game, Elden Ring? No. Absolutely not. Because that game makes me more angry than this game is. I'm livid right now, sure. But, like, I was not as irrationally angry as I was playing Elden Ring. Because at least I can run past these fucking dudes. Everything else was a fucking, like, hole in the wall. I am also not liking the way that this game uses telepaths as just massive blockades, basically. I definitely need to make more fucking ammo, but I also hate that after we did the reactor restart, for whatever reason, now the entire goddamn space station is full of Typhons, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. But like I said, we'll be back on Monday. We're gonna... I still owe y'all to finish this game, so we'll be playing it again next Friday. We're gonna finish Dishonored on Monday, depending on how long it takes me to do the last, like, I think it's like 2 missions, something like that. We may do something else. I do have a bunch of other games downloaded over the time. Killing a Typhon makes it dead forever. Oh, that would have been wonderful if only they didn't refill the entire base regardless, Carrie. It does. I know they're dead forever. That's the typical mechanic. That's what I would expect out of Dead Space. That's what I expect out of this game. And then we did the reactor reset, and for some reason, every single room we've been through now is full of more Typhon. I hate it. For some reason, they decided, all right, guys, time for New Game Plus in the middle of your first campaign. Snip the footage together, meet the in one sitting thing. I'm not doing that either. I didn't realize how long this game was. I honestly thought it was shorter. But until next time, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for enjoying the show. Thank you for putting up with my shit. And I'm sorry for complaining all the time, but I hate this game.